Since the very beginning of man, he has been the hunter rather than the huntee. With both eyes facing forward, large canine teeth, and a degree of intelligence that no other creature has ever matched. He is the world's #1 predator. For over 16.5 million years, he trod over the earth, constantly in search of food, animal food, for he knew nothing of agriculture or of cultivated crops for millions of years. He explored new regions of the earth as he followed the herds of primitive animals as they searched for new feeding grounds. As their populations rose, so did the competition for the land and its bounty. When man found game, he may have given chase for days or even weeks as he tried to bring the animals down. He was not there for the sport, but only for the competition, the constant competitive battle between life and death. His primary goal was to fill his stomach, and he cared none for the chase, only for the kill.
But today, in our more specialized society, we've taken the role of killing out of everyday man's affairs and we've put it into the hands of just a very few men. Several thousand years ago, our intelligence began to rise. We bred a gentleness, or what we call domestication, into our wild bisons of our native lands. No longer was all of our time required to hunt animals any longer just to feed ourselves, but instead a few men could now tend the herds and then slaughter and butcher them for the rest of the people to feed on. With this domestication of these animals, time was now freed up for other men to develop their intelligence, and new tools and trades emerged among mankind. Today, only a small handful, or about 20 million people out of the 250 million in the United States, still practice the ancestry and instincts of hunting. Only for about the last 30 or 40 years have we even been able to purchase meat over the counter at the markets. Up until then, we had to either hunt it or raise it ourselves. But now we simply pay someone else to do our killing. But then about 20 years ago, the antis arose. Now all of a sudden it seemed that man was committing a great crime against nature to go out and hunt animals. We were supposedly violating the, quote, humane rights of animals. All of a sudden these few individuals felt as if they were smarter than Mother Nature herself. Now it just seems to me that since man's been the world's greatest predator and hunter for over 16.5 million years, and seems to have gotten along quite well with nature since the very beginning of mankind, well, who does it seem is now trying to fool Mother Nature? The hunters or the antis? See, I used to give long-winded explanations to non-hunters as to why I hunt, such as for the meat or to save the animals from overpopulation and slow death by starvation. You know, you heard the same stories. You've probably told them yourself. But of course, you know, all these things are true. However, it's not my main reason for hunting. You see, I don't feel that I, nor any of you other hunters out there, needs a reason to hunt. You just can't throw away 16.5 million years of genetics, heritage, and instincts in a mere handful of years. You see, it's instinctive and it's natural for us to hunt or to want to hunt. And yes, you know, all the preparations for the hunt and the friendships that are made and strengthened throughout the hunts, you know, the beautiful sunrises and sunsets and all the good times that we've shared with all of our friends during the hunts means an awful lot to me, and I'm sure to all you others too. However, the biggest thrill of all is whenever our instincts kick in. You know, it takes an involuntary control over our senses. It quickens our heartbeat. It makes our hands and bodies shake so bad we can't hardly stand still. It makes our breathing so fast we almost pass out. But all this adrenaline and excitement for us hunters can only come from one thing. That's just whenever we're closing in on the kill.
If you
like hunting, fishing, and the great outdoors? Then come along today with Dave Embry in search of the world's greatest outdoor adventures. You'll go all over the world, from Alaska to South America, Canada to Mexico, in search of the most elusive and dangerous game in the world. This is Dave Embry's Adventures in the Wild.
Hi. On this video, I want to share with you some of the action from the hunts I've had over the past several years. This is a no-nonsense video, and its purpose is not to tell a story, but it's just going to show you the culmination of 41 hunts, which ended with on-camera kills being recorded. With each hunt, I'm going to try and tell you a little bit about where I hunted and how I took the game. Just throw another log on the fire and sit back and let your ancient instincts kick in and watch the culmination of many memorable hunts I've been lucky enough to have. Well, here we were in Oklahoma, and we were with Sam Van Nostrand. Okay, there he goes. All right, Jay, you got it. We had busted this flock of turkeys up we'd found on the evening before and busted them up. And we didn't let them go to the roost, so we made them go up in the trees. And here we shot the turkey. We made them go up into the trees, see, and wait all night long by themselves. You shoot them again? In the morning, they're always really anxious to get back together.
Can you believe that? Can you believe all those turkeys? Man, fantastic. Yeah.
Nice one, nice one. Here, as soon as it got a little bit lighter, we go up to the turkey, and we picked him up. He was a nice, he actually ended up being a double-bearded turkey. He was a great gobbler. We took him with a shotgun and used some of the turkey loads, some of the duplex load with two different sizes of shot. And here we were sitting in a cake house. Actually, we were deer hunting. We had a little 243 Rancher Special rifle in this little cake house for storage area. And these old long-bearded, there's a group of, I think it was 11 old long-beards which came up through here right by us. We shoot this one with the rifle here. This one coming up behind was like he had about the best beard. There he is. That's the other one. Okay, turkeys don't like to fly, as you can see. He just flew a few yards, really, and then just sat back down and he's running off. They'd like to run and stay on the ground, if at all possible. Most of the time, of course, they'll just roost in the trees. And that's it. Here's a little slow-motion replay we're going to show you. That one's standing guard while the other one's strutting on up there. Normally, you wouldn't hunt a turkey with a rifle, but like I say, we were deer hunting in the fall, and we had our tags on us, so we went ahead and took this bird. In fact, we cooked him up and ate him that night. It was really good, too. Of course, turkey's all dark meat, you know. And that one just flies off. Here we're going to do a little something different. Where a friend of mine, Steve Olson, he was up in that stand there with the bow, which is one of the hard ways to hunt turkey, but this old burlap blind up there, just burlap bags stretched around the corner, had we had put up to, there he is, he got him with that bow. When we first shot him, we actually pinned him down to the ground almost. You see that kept the arrow from passing through the turkey. See how it stuck in the ground, the arrow did? That's what kept that bird, kept the arrow from going all the way through the bird. Typically, if you're shooting a turkey from the ground, the problem that you have is an arrow will go clean on through the turkey. But when you're shooting from a tree stand like that, it sticks in the ground and keeps the arrow still, or keeps the arrow in the bird. He's putting up quite a fuss there, but he didn't last but just a few seconds, really. This little slow motion replay. Just can't get enough to get up in the air. And there's Steve in his burlap blind. Just a couple of boards, just stretch old burlap bags and open them up. Makes a neat blind where the burlap bags meet you can shoot through. Here's one where I get with the bow. This old bird, we called him in and got him messing around. I just didn't shoot. He didn't see me sitting there. I was camouflaged really good. But I'm waiting here to try to get his, he'd been there for probably 2 or 3 minutes just messing around. He came in from over the hill, and I was waiting for him to get behind some cover so I could get a good drawing point here. I really thought I was going to scare him when I did move, but I guess you see he had his head turned just away, and behind some brush, there's some pretty thick brush.
Whoa! What a shot! What a shot!
Hey. Get down, bird. Get down. Oh, man. He didn't go far, did he? I couldn't believe I kept...
We went right through.
Woo,
Lordy mercy. I kept waiting. I just knew he was going to see me when I drew. I had to keep waiting. He got behind that big thicket of stuff right there, right in my line. Oh, that was it. Quick, clean kill.
Here's a little replay. Normally you'd have a hard time drawing on a turkey like that. I really thought I was going to blow it, but you can't really tell it so much from the camera angle there, but he was actually behind quite a bit of brush there whenever I drew, and he had his head facing quartering away from me, so he was looking forward. See how that shot just pinned him? His whole forward is down. You try to hit the back of a turkey if at all possible, preferably, of course, when he's facing away from you. And a turkey's body is actually usually a little bit of a slope. The breast part a little higher in the air. Well, there's probably nothing more exciting than old turkey hunting. And as you can see, you can do it just about any way you want to. Next thing that's really fun, it's getting to be really popular, is wild boar hunting. I'm going to take you all over the place. We're going to do a little bit of it with handgun, a little bit with bow. It's always exciting. I guess for the buck especially, it's not a very expensive thing, and most anybody can go out on their own with some good dogs and find some wild boars. So we start off the hunt here with a boar hunt over in Georgia. This is some really thick stuff here. This is some spooky hunting. Probably the scariest I've been. Right here, I'll get ready to step down. Right there, the guy coming out. I wouldn't get off that board right there. So I jumped back up in the boat real quick.
There he is right here. Probably might enter the water again.
That's the dog there, but the board right behind him.
There he is. Here he comes.
Here we go. We're finally going in after him. You can see how thick it is. You can't see these boars, you know, but actually just inches in front of you. And you let the dogs and the boars fight. They go up in front of you and they fight. There he's seen him finally. Where they fight, they've knocked down enough of the grass and all in here where we can get a shot at them. See, they're really giving that old boar a fit. They already been fighting him probably 15, 20 minutes. We let them fight, knock this area down, so we can come in behind them. But you see, the problem here in hunting with dogs is that you always have to wait until you get a clear shot, because those dogs are really sort of protecting each other. They've got to all be on that hog at one time, so he doesn't have a chance to go after any one dog. The dogs working after a boar is really a fine thing to see. See how these dogs have got him cornered here, and they're all around him. There he took off. My cameraman here, I tell you, his probably heart's beating a little faster than mine is. There's the first shot.
Yeah, I'm like,
the guy's telling me to be careful, don't hit those dogs. Here we're starting to get a clear shot. Okay, I'm throwing those dogs off. Boom, there's the second shot. That boar's still going. Look at him. See him throwing those dogs off? That's why they use those tusks. They sling their head sideways, and they catch you with one of those tusks, puncture you first, and rip their head up, just rips you. I've seen a guy that had probably 250 stitches in his leg where a boar did that. Just stuck it in at the bottom of his ankle and just ripped his leg up. And here's some pretty funny scenes I want to show you how scared we were in here. There he goes. Every time you'd hear that old boar, he'd grunt first, and he'd come running through the brush. And all we could do was clear out and try to make enough room. Watch this. That old dog ran out. We all thought it was that black boar. Here we go again.
Dog's getting out of there.
That dog wouldn't, that boar wouldn't want to stay in the open very much. Every time he heard us and knew we were there, he'd come after us. There, we're laughing. We're all got our hearts in our throats right now.
Stay right there. Everybody keeps running back here.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
He knows to keep us back and against that way they can't get behind me.
That cameraman thought it was a good idea. I told him to stay right there. He liked that idea. He was already so scared.
Yeah, what about dogs?
Here, I'm finally going to get a little open. You can't even hardly see it.
He's down.
Good. Good. That was a good shot there.
And we had been here on this boar probably somewhere around 45 minutes that he had been fighting these dogs. When we finally got that little clear and got that shot, and there we are all. Now here we're going to go down to Texas. This is some real cowboy country down here. It's right outside Brownwood, Texas, with Jerry Campbell and Randy White from Dallas. And
Jerry's from Brownwood. They got some horses and hounds down here. So sort of scour the countryside here and try to find boars with the dogs, and then the trail down here. We got a big one cornered down in a gully. This boar's an old feral hog. He was a mix between a domestic hog that got loose years ago and bred with the Russian boar. So he's sort of a spotted black and white. They're actually more dangerous than a pure Russian boar because a feral hog doesn't have the fear of man, but he's got the meanness of the Russian boar, so he doesn't have any problem charging it, as he does here several times. Cameramen aren't too, don't like this boar hunt too much. Here he comes. Right here, we're running after the boar. He's in the gully. The cameraman just got the camera rolling here, and you'll see my hat come off. The boar actually charges here. Watch. The boar charges and runs over him. Right there, I fell. All the dogs and the boar right on me first, and there's the last dog that came by. Finally get a shot here. Boom. Replay. Now watch this hasty exit here. That's not a 44 Magnum I got in my hand. That's a little bow. It's not a defensive weapon, so get out of the way. That boar didn't go 20 yards. Well, what a great fire. Well, boar hunting's a lot of fun too, there's no doubt about it. If you go up north to Alaska, one of my favorite places, I used to live in Alaska for a few years up there, and I got to hunt and fish all the time. That's all I ever did up there was hunt and fish. And one of the best game animals up there, of course, in the world, is always fun to see a plains game type animal, or an animal which stays out in the open where you can see them more often. We sat in a little spot up there. It was unbelievable for caribou. Just fantastic caribou hunting. We were up with Mike Muncie. Muncie's has a bear camp, a really good bear camp over on Kodiak Island. And for years, his dad, Park Muncie, is one of the old famous old guys that you read about and seen. He took us to a little place here on the Alaska Peninsula, and this is caribou heaven. Mike knows this little secret place he's got where the caribou actually cross. And we sat there in that one little spot, and I mean, we saw caribou after caribou after caribou come by. And this one right here has already come by us. He came by us. The spot we were sitting was maybe 10 yards from the main trail, which went through the brush on the side of a mountain. And this caribou's already come down that mountain, and he's crossing over. And you just sit there, and all day long, one caribou after the other would come along. Sometimes little groups of 4 or 5, but a lot of times just single bulls. Now here's some red salmon that are in there, silver salmon that are have turned red. They're actually in their spawning colors. This is in the fall, of course, and they're up there spawning, and these have already spawned out. See, they're actually red with green heads, and they're ready to die just about. They've completed their cycle of life. And here's a caribou we finally get a shot on. He's walking away, and I drop him right in his tracks here. He's walking along, and boom, down he goes right there. A little replay of for you. Boom, dropped him right down. You see how tall that grass is there. This is a fall, and in the fall, of course, you got your taller grasses. In the spring, you wouldn't have it there, but the spring wouldn't be there. The caribou wouldn't be there either. They're migratory in the fall.
Not hurting for points. Lots of points, huh?
Oh, what an exciting chase.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's great. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Nothing like hunting caribou in Alaska.
Yep.
Here we go. After I got my caribou, we went to another one of the most beautiful spots on the face of this earth, I believe. Look at this bald eagle's flying around up through there. This is a female or a young bald eagle. And my cameraman, Jay Bursko, we had a permit for him too, so this time I got on the cameras and we let Jay sit down and see if he could get a caribou. And these two were pretty neat. We went to a different spot from our regular old place over there, and by this lake, a river ran into it, and these caribou were actually going to walk over and cross this little neck of the river right at the mouth of this lake right there, and which caribou don't mind doing. We filmed some great footage of caribou actually swimming across Basharoff Lake, which is the big lake, not the one you see, but at the other end of this little river here, which really only runs probably about 2 miles. These caribou just casually cross the river there, then they'll continue on their migration. The route they're taking would have taken them over the next mountain to the right there, and they would actually have come down and went right by where we were sitting before. So they would have passed within 10 yards of where we were sitting before. Now here's the two we see coming up just all day long. You sit there and just like, you look at that terrain, you think you could see them 10 miles off, but they just pop up from everywhere. And Jay hits him with the first shot right here. He just runs 40, 50 yards here and stops and gets behind a little trick rock there, and Jay hits him again and puts him right down, as you can see. Boom, there he goes, right there.
He's had it.
There's a shaky cameraman jumping around to try to get the footage. Now here's the other one. He wasn't too scared. He started running off a little bit and stopped and just looked back at you. A caribou's a real curious animal. I'd read a lot of times about if you waved a white flag at them that they would come up and look at you. And we tried it on this trip and it didn't exactly work that way, but we gave it a shot anyhow. There's the proud hunter with his great caribou. Boy, if you like antlers, you like caribou. Just look at those points. Now here's one where I was telling you about before, how close they were. This is 10 yards away from us. And he's looking at it. He comes out of the bush and he sees us and like, who? Huh? Who are you? Wait a minute. Let's get out of here. All day long they'd come by like this. Beautiful caribou. Just magnificent animals. And the way they trot and the way they run is just fantastic. See there how far away? Yeah, the next thing, of course, is everybody wants to do it, and it's the Kodiak brown bear, the biggest game animal, biggest carnivorous game animal in the world. Absolutely the most highest held treasure of trophy hunters anywhere in the world. We're going to go back over with Mike Muncy again.
Okay.
We're on Kodiak. We spotted a bear from a mile off. Here goes the stalk.
There he is on top of it. Okay, let's move up a little bit. Let's get there. Get that grass. Okay, get a shot right now. Real quiet. I don't even think he sees us. Go ahead. Okay, all right. Lay down. Okay, go ahead and take it when he gets over that rock.
Turn shoulder.
Go ahead. Turn your shoulder.
You don't think these things are tough, you just watch what happens. I'm using a .338 Magnum with a 250 grain silver tip.
Get up on that rock there. If you stop up on that rock, just stand.
Good shot. Good
He's
shot.
down.
Yeah, he's down.
All right.
Good shot.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's getting back up. Shoot him again. Hit him right in the shoulder. He can.
Another
There you got him.
250 grain.
Man, he's
Hit
still
him
going.
again.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Can you believe this?
Man, look, I don't
He's
believe
getting
it.
down that water there. Try and get him in the neck if you can. Moving up that water a little bit. Just hit him right.
Reloading.
There you go. Good shot. Good shot. Yeah, he's dead now.
Finally.
Okay, congratulations.
Oh, man, I can't believe it took that much.
He took some killing.
Oh, I thought when he hit the rock, it was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was all over.
Yeah, he's dead. Got out in that
Oh,
water
man.
there, and hard to kill once he gets that adrenaline going.
Boy, I can't believe it. Man, oh, boy.
Well, let's,
You thought he was dead right there on this shot right here. See, it was a high shot, so what it probably did was paralyze his spine. Oh, that's real good. Thank you, Mike. Enjoy that. Here we go north to Canada. This is my good friend Earl McKelkey. He owns and operates the Black Bear Island Lake Lodge up in Saskatchewan, right outside of La Ronge. He's got bears coming in here. There's this one coming in here. This bear we shot weighed 502 pounds. We actually weighed him. He's got bears coming in all of his stands, and if you can sit quietly and be still, which is easier said than done, you can get a bear like this up there every trip almost, and that's no exaggeration. We actually would sit and just pick it. He had a bigger bear here that we were going to take that he knew was coming in and using this bait stand, And we actually couldn't wait on him because he always came in right at dark, and it was just too dark for our cameras to be able to record it. So we elected to go ahead and take this, if you want to call him a smaller bear at 500 pounds, that's all we took. And watch, he's taking these logs off the bucket. Earl's got his secret formula in here that he puts together. It's just, bears just love it. And he puts these logs on top of the can to keep most of the birds and squirrels and that sort of thing from getting in there and eating it. So he saves it for the bears. Earl's been baiting this area. He's the only lodge on the whole lake up there, a lake called Black Bear Island Lake. And he is the only outfitter up there, and for the last, I think, 11 years now, he has been operating, I think, somewhere around 25 or 30 bait stations up there. And he's the only one there. There are no roads there. It's strictly fly in. There's no other people up there than a few native Indians that are around the lake. There he goes down. And these bears are really prolific in there. He's got them all named just about. He knows exactly what's there. Now here's a bear. We were actually hunting deer, white-tailed deer, and this bear just came by in front of us. We were out doing some still hunting for deer, and this bear ran by us on an old logging road. And finally we got up on top of the bear like this. We worked our way around where he just ran by. There was a shot that actually went right through both lungs of the bear on the side there. The bear goes down through here. I reload, and boom, roll him over right there. Actually got his right leg. Doing a little bit of missing there, shot and missed. The bear runs around the corner. And goes right to a old, I don't know if it's a pond or a puddle or whatever it is, just a big puddle of water, and it stands right in the middle of the puddle of water as we come sneaking around the corner and got it just real close.
Where the first shot should have been.
The bear was already had its head down in the water, and it picked it back up as we came around.
Back in the swamp again. I'm around here chasing deer some more again. Oh, congratulations.
Well, in your black bear country, you also run into a lot of mountain lions in that area. A lot of times you're out in the western states where there's a lot of more hilly terrain and rocky, and you associate it more with the high country for mountain lions. Mountain lions really do take a lot of deer. I recently hunted in a place in West Texas, and down there we actually saw, out of I think it was 11 or 12 people in our hunting party, we actually saw 6 mountain lions during the middle of the day. There were so many mountain lions in that area preying upon the deer, and sometimes they may kill a deer a day. One particular guy up there with dogs told me that he had trailed tracks of a mountain lion and seen 7 different deer that the mountain lion had killed, and it only fed a little bit on the first one. The next 6 he just killed them for the heck of it and just went on to the next place. So mountain lions are really a lot of fun. So here we've been on a trail of mountain lion. We actually followed him across miles and miles of snow-covered hillside in New Mexico. That's Robert Zeus Reese, the fellow with the long beard there. There he is up in the tree, looking down, wondering what in the world's going on. He just loved to get his sharp teeth and claws into every one of those dogs down there. I'm going to shoot him with a .41 Magnum handgun. You see he's way up in the tree. And he's stayed on that limb for a long time with his vital areas really covered by that limb, so I had to try to angle it in. First shot, second shot, didn't get hit. Hit again. And there's mass confusion right there. Pandemonium. Here comes the winged cat right in the middle of everybody. There you go. See that? Picks him up right there. About knocks him off the limb. Slow motion helps you to see what really happened. He'll stop here and watch him jerk again. Second shot hits him. Boom. See, he's trying to bite back there. He thinks something got him. He's going to start wheeling around the corner, coming down the stairs. Boom. Got him again. It's the third shot. Bailing off of that tree. There he is. Took one more shot after he leaped off the tree and cleared and got away from everybody. Actually right, jumped right next to a rancher's wife who was there.
Let him show it. Let him show it. Let him show it.
Always good to let the dogs give him a little piece of it right there. Here's something pretty neat, elk. This old elk here down in the countries of New Mexico is working his antlers all up against this old cedar tree. He's, of course, is in the rut. You can see where he's all muddy, he's been watering. And here's one which we got up close on. We were in there looking, see, we're right there behind that tree. These elk were feeding in this spot. Inside the area, this is what an elk would do. You see there after we shot him the first time? He's dead already. He's still, see that back end stiffened up, boom, in the second shot. He just stands there like nothing happened. This will happen on elk, I don't know how many times. All the elk I've shot, very seldom unless you hit them in the spine or the backbone where you see them actually drop. Now see, this one's starting to falter. He just stands there. A lot of times people shoot an elk and they'll say, well, I must have hit him because he didn't even do anything except turn around and run off. And a lot of times they'll do just like this one. He is dead on his feet. He's completely, see how his front feet are spread out wide? He's just doing his best. He's just propping himself up. There goes his front end down. One more shot. Still can't get him down. There, he's about at it. Nice elk. Not a real trophy elk, but a real nice 6-point. Now, this is actually something here. I want you to watch this. This is a handgun. This is a 44 Magnum.
Right now. Ready?
Boom. Just like that. Hit him right in the base of the neck with that 44 Magnum pistol. I'm stunned right here.
Woo, Lordy. 44 Magnum did it again, Lordy.
Took me 10 seconds before I could talk.
You got a good elk hunting area here on your land. I sure appreciate you letting me come here and hunt. Really enjoy it.
That's a trophy elk.
One thing that's always good about the wintertime, and even when it gets cold and other seasons are ending, is always the duck season. And hunting is a lot of fun, and in America especially, we've got a lot of duck population. We're still saving our wetlands, and the ducks seem to be doing real well. We've got some scenes of some ducks here I want to show you where we've seen actually just millions and millions of ducks that are coming off the Missouri River in South Dakota, and they're coming up to the cornfields to feed by the absolute millions and millions. When you see these type of scenes, you feel good because you know that our duck populations really aren't nearly as bad as probably what we've heard.
Tell you what, we were up with some good friends of mine, Jim and Barry Monfort, and they run South Dakota Pheasant Acres, and this is some of the best place ever. And here, this is early morning, man. The sun hadn't even come up. You can see we barely got enough light for cameras. And we're sneaking up on the pond. We've come up and we've seen at our place where we've got our decoy set out, and we're going to hunt that morning. It already has ducks actually sitting on it. So we're going to actually jump shoot these. There they go. There's your first one up. Now look at that. Boom, right there. That shot Jim Monfort, shot that duck. I think we paced it off at like 70 yards. Just sort of a latch did. And this is what's fun to watch. So watch that lap. So he jumped in the water. He's breaking ice. He's actually having to break the ice to get over to the duck. And look, watch him try to get up here.
No.
One more time. And just as he gets up, he breaks the ice. Look at that. Pure muscle. Arnold Schwarzenegger dog. He's gonna walk over and find this duck. It's just fun to watch good dogs work. I just love hunting with good dogs.
Right there. Yeah, good dog.
There he's got him.
Good dog.
We still got some ducks circling around us here where we keep watching.
Good dog.
They finally go away.
Oh boy. Good dog.
Good boy.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's a nice greenhead.
Pretty one, yeah. Look at him.
Mallard duck.
Gorgeous, isn't he?
Yeah.
They're sitting here. We just came in and jumped him up this morning. Got one more down over there. We'll see if we can get him.
You bet. Let's go find him.
All right.
Here's some goose hunting. Now, this is right outside of Pierre. This is the capital of South Dakota. The Missouri River is right down where that duck's heading. We just hit that duck. It's heading right on down to the river down there, and there's cornfields. Right there's the river. There's cornfields right behind us.
Yeah, he's gonna make it.
So they're nesting, roosting down on the river and coming back to the... Isn't that a beautiful scene right there? Isn't that pretty? Boom. You got him good.
Good shot. Good shot.
Shoot that steel shot. You can hear that stuff flying through the air. Beautiful music.
Killed one of them. Another sailor. Watch him if he comes back.
Coming back around.
Be ready.
He's hit.
I think he's gonna die, but shoot him if he goes.
Boom, boom.
There.
Oh, God.
Gunner!
That's a good one.
Gunner!
Here's a good dog. Actually, there's the last feather as it goes to the ground, and the dog heading off. He sort of overshot it here, and bring him back. Let him find
He's
it.
right here by the fence.
All those dogs love that, don't they? He is having a ball. Here he comes. He's got his goose for his proud owner here.
Good boy.
There he is. Boy, he's a happy dog. Nice Canadian goose. Good eating he was, too. Here we walk off into the sunset with her limit of geese for the day. And here's some of the best stuff that there is in South Dakota. Now, see this pheasant? We actually caught him right in a little stubble right between some feeding areas one day, and we stopped and rolled a little bit of footage of him. Just weaving and bobbing his way through there. Pretty animals, pretty duck, pretty pheasant. Chinese ringnecks. Most of them came from China. Imported here originally. Here goes a good one.
There he is. There you go. Good shot. Good shot. Yes, sir.
They were brought in all over the country, and they really didn't take effect, though, until they were brought into the West Coast over in Oregon. And that's really where they took off over there, and there's enough of them that were bred and to make enough breeding stock to actually start stocking the rest of the country.
Go find the birds. Find the birds. Oh, there goes one running. Get him. Good shot. Good shot.
Catch him. There he is.
Oh,
Double had two of them sitting in there.
Down, bird. Dead bird.
They'll run when they can right through the edge of that corn stubble or whatever cover they might be in. They usually won't fly till they get to the end of it. And in some cases, they'll even run then, just depending on how much they've been hunted.
Okay, you go over there and I'm going to run this dog in this heavy cover here. Come, Pete.
They run the edge of this tank, that'll be good.
Yeah, be out there where you can get a shot. In here.
This is really a well-managed area here that they run in South Dakota Pheasant Acres. Lots of birds. We put some drives on later.
Pretty tight in here.
There he is.
There he goes. Take it.
Cameraman was sweating that one. Had some drives on some. I think we pulled out in one bunch of cover that we put a drive on. I think we drove 250 birds out at one time at least.
I'll stay out here a little ways.
Yeah, you stay out there where you get a good shot, because guy gets tangled up in this, he can't even shoot.
Thick.
Should be birds in here yet.
Oh, there he is.
Good shot.
That's the way a pheasant will typically
Pete.
act when he dies in the air.
What?
He'll just balloon up in the air and helicopter down.
Get him, Pete. Get him, Pete. Oh, there he is. Hey, dead bird. Dead bird.
Boy, Pete.
Dead bird. Dead bird.
Well, the next big trip was we got to go across the seas to where I guess probably every hunter one day wants to end up. Something that always got me about Africa, which is where we're going to go next, is that I never really cared a whole lot about Africa. We were going to do some television specials on Africa, and the television network said, run over and do us 4 one-hour specials. So in preparation of that, you know, I wasn't really excited about it, and I started reading some of the old books about the old elephant hunters, you know, and the old ivory hunters, you know, of years ago, you know, 200 years ago, 150 years ago in Africa, and just, boy, all of a sudden you just get caught up in the romance and the unbelievable amounts of wildlife and game that these guys ran into and the stuff that they used to do, you know, 100 years ago in Africa, and you really get into it. We'll go over and do a little bit of plains game hunting first, and this is a little bit of some things of some impala that we got into. These two impala, see them charging each other? A little bit of territorial fighting here. Impala's a neat animal. It's sort of close to our deer, I guess. And watch this one. Absolutely dropped him. We were shooting this a young one just to eat here. He was the smallest one. We were just wanting to eat some meat. In Africa there, we didn't have store-bought meat and that sort of thing. We actually shot our meat, shared it with the natives.
Well,
Debate
shoot down and
yes, sir. In fact, that's my Skinner just picking up the front end of that Impala. All he did was the whole trip. There's my tractor, but Peter behind in the back of the Impala. That's the head game warden for Zimbabwe there, Jim Mackey. His group has personally killed at that time. They killed 50 poachers. They'd shot and killed up to that point right then that year.
There's a little animal that's called a bush buck, okay, and it's a buck that hangs out in the bushes, and it hangs in there real tight too. It's almost probably closely related to our American whitetail in its habits anyway. It stays real close to cover. It doesn't like to get away from the thick cover. This particular bush buck is a Chobe bush buck. It's from the Chobe area, and they actually made the world record book. It's a nice bush buck.
Buck is really hiding. He thinks he's hidden, but not good enough. He didn't go just a few yards there. Shooting a 7 millimeter mag, shooting nozzle precision bullets all through Africa for my light plains game animals, for animals like impala and this sort of thing. Shot a .338 for my heavier game, and used a .375, and then for elephant and buffalo I used a .458. And this is a witch doctor. He's actually the medicine man, dressed all in black. It's with the Shana tribe, the Shanas, which are predominant in the upper northern sectors of Zimbabwe, which used to be, of course, Rhodesia until 1980 when the revolution took over, and they call their little conflict. Now here's the women. See how they carry their children in the back? I thought this was really neat. They take an old cloth and sort of papoose them on the back there. When they're real young, they keep them up in the front there like a pouch on a kangaroo.
Well, probably, in Africa, one of the ugliest animals in Africa, or I guess probably anywhere in the world, is an old warthog. And even the name of it just sounds terrible because of the sound of it. Because it's got big old warts. It's got 4 warts on it. It's not a true wart, of course, but it is an actual growth on the warthog itself that sticks out. It's actually part of the bony structure of the skull, and then the skin grows over it, making these old ugly warts of the warthogs.
Shot?
Good.
Shot him.
Okay.
He is an ugly one, isn't he? There's his warts right there, and of course you can see his tusk. This wasn't a very big one, actually. Good eating.
Well, probably one of the prettiest animals that there are is a sable. And the sables are typically a mixture of a plains game and a woods type animal up there. A lot of times you can't get a very close shot on it, and this is probably one of the, I think, best shots I ever made in my life was on this sable antelope.
Boom, right through the heart.
Good. He got it. Good shot. Good shot.
Right there, that's them.
It's all right. It's okay, Dave.
He runs right there to that, behind that thick bunch of stuff there, and I'll go ahead and put another shot into him anyway. That's a long way across there. That .338 Magnum. Watch some slow motion here. Right through him. See, hit the dirt on the other side. There he is. Typical reaction right there of a heart-lung shot. Now this is the shot. Run right on the side of this bank right here. You see the bullet that goes through him and hits that pile of dirt. he about crumbles up right there. He goes down and gets up again. Amazing animals. The animals in Africa, their vitality is amazing.
Fun talk. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dave.
That's like hunting sable in Zimbabwe.
Very good shooting again.
Good. We'll get him loaded up now.
Yep.
That's good eating, too.
Very.
I don't think there's any doubt that probably the most dangerous animal in the world is the Cape buffalo.
Here's a bunch of them on the side of the river that we've snuck up on early in the morning. They're all feeding along right. Of course, we call it a river. There's no water in it yet. This is the dry time in Africa. Here's a hyena that's crossing the river right there by us. We were actually had some lion baits up on that bank up there, and we were checking. There's a little water hole he's coming from. He's actually coming from our kill that we've got hanging in the tree, and he's gone to by the water hole there on his way on in to bed down for the day. This is before sunrise still. Big hyena there. He's a really big one. The scavengers of Africa. There's Jim Mackey again, that game warden who's tough on the post. Here's a Cape buffalo. Looking right at us. Boom, there he goes. Spun him around into the bush. Which one is it? Who knows? Whole herd of buffalo come out from everywhere. That's the dangerous part of hunting Cape buffalo, is you'll think there's one there, and all of a sudden you'll start looking around and you'll start seeing them materialize from everywhere to be all around you. Put this bullet right into his shoulder, right there. See, it hit the point of the shoulder, just a perfect shot. Shooting a 500 grain solid bullet from a .458 Magnum. A solid bullet means it does not expand. For a big animal like that, especially with a shot like I just had to do, which was to put it in the front shoulder, it's got to be great penetration.
Excellent shot, right in the belly. Again, very nice, very nice.
Well, you know, I thought it was a good shot. I just, gosh.
Right there. That was a record book.
Man.
That ended up making the record book.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous.
Great.
Oh, look at the size of the boss on him.
Great buffalo.
Yeah, that's great. Look at that.
Well, what do you think, Warner?
I think this
Hell of a buffalo.
hell of a buffalo. Elephants are a funny thing too. You know, elephants. You've been getting a lot of publicity lately about going out extinct and all that sort of thing. Well, it's funny that there are problems with elephants in the world, and all those problems are in countries that don't allow hunting for elephants. In every single major African country where elephant hunting is allowed, elephants are at expanding populations. Their annual expansion rate is at 5% naturally, and we're going over that in every single country where elephant hunting is allowed. And that's because the hunters are going in, they're paying a lot of money for their permits. In Zimbabwe recently, when I was over there, the elephant fees were $5,000 for elephant permit. And that was the fee that went to the government for the permit, not to an outfitter. And those fees that you pay for that permit go directly back into the game department, the Parks and Wildlife, which are used to control, keep habitat and to control poaching through paying salaries to game wardens and game scouts that are out patrolling the areas. Now, every single country that does not allow hunting does not have the income to be able to go out and have these anti-poaching forces. And plus, they also don't have the money any longer to preserve the habitat or the land for the wildlife any longer. They have to turn it over to human beings. In 1977, Kenya stopped hunting. Kenya used to be, of course, the biggest big game area in the world for African species of animals. Since they stopped hunting, there aren't any animals left in Kenya. It's gone. Contrary to popular belief, the anti-hunting organizations have never spent a penny, as far as I know, towards saving any animal. Though their money goes towards making propaganda and publishing brochures and that sort of thing, and advertising and ads in magazines and that sort of thing. But the anti-hunting organizations have probably done more to stop elephants and other herds like that, because the money is not there to pay the anti-poaching operations that need to be there to stop the elephant hunting. But in any case, we contributed our money on this hunt here, and some really good hunting there in Zimbabwe still.
This is the black rhino. Now, black rhino meaning that it's got a pointed mouth or a rounded mouth. What they call a white rhino actually has a square mouth. Has nothing to do with her color at all. It was some translations that were lost in translating between Swahili, Kiswahili, and English. And quite literally, that's what it meant in the English language, was white or black. However, that's not what it meant in Swahili. It actually meant square or pointed, and the black part meaning the pointed rhino. This one is one that's being poached so heavily right here. This is the black rhino. His horn there's probably worth $30,000 or $40,000 on the poaching market to the Chinese by the time it gets to the market there through the Indians from India. Quite a big sport here in the, or not sport, but quite a big business in the poaching operations. Here's an elephant. We spotted this group of elephants. This is actually an elephant that we're going to kill with permission from the game warden, because they're actually a group of crop raiding elephants. We're going to take the leader of the group and kill him right here. We're going to shoot him right above the eye.
Everything ready. Yeah, on that white. Back 2 inches above the eye.
Fast reload. Now scare the other ones off so we don't have to kill them.
Stand still, I don't want to shoot another one.
Here they go. It's Tarzan would say.
So it does, right above his eye, going for a brain shot. He spins around, fast reloading. The guide shoots for the brain, and I shoot him right in the shoulder. Boom, see the smoke come out right there. That was it, brain shot. It's a brain shot elephant. Best way to kill him. Of course, the old tradition is to take the tail of the elephant with you, and that's the tail I've got over my shoulder there. With the hair on the end that you typically see are with your elephant bracelets made out of. They're their skinners getting ready with their hard task. This is the big elephant we saw. We were hunting for a trophy elephant here. There he is. It's the way you find most elephants today, hidden in the jungle. Looking like the size of a truck. He's actually, there's his ears. He's actually facing away from us. In a minute he'll move, you can see his tusk. Right there they are. Nice big tail. Look at the size of this elephant. See how far away we are from we are? We'll close that distance down typically and shoot that elephant from yard. Here's the charge.
Good.
Good. Give him another one in the spine. Good. In the spine. Okay. All right, come up. No, shoot him again.
Running right up to him, trying to get in close for a good clean shot.
Why not? Go ahead. And again. That's all right. He's done. Yeah. He's finished.
Where my hat at, man? I can't walk the hell without my hat. Lordy. Give me my hat, dude.
Yeah.
Capira.
Yes, very nice. Very good shot, right? No, he's finished. Beautiful.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
He was had about enough. He's getting ready to come for us, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's young guy tanga buku.
Kuda utis.
Aiwa.
Wewe ngajira kuya?
Kuya ya.
That was very exciting. He was waiting for us. He went around there. He was waiting for us. He knew we were behind him.
Did you see him come around?
So had enough of this stuff. I'm going after these guys.
Eh?
Well done. Thanks.
Good. Yeah, thank you. First shot. That first one you baked him.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Straight into the base of the thing there, of the throat. Good. Good. What am I
Tell you what, if you can hold a steady aim with that 6 tons coming at you.
This elephant had had enough of us. We came around the corner. By the time we got the cameras turned on, he was continuing the charge. Right there when we came up to him. He had been charging since way back there in the brush, and we actually held our fire until the cameraman said he had the camera on and rolling, which of course you can see we immediately shot as soon as he yelled that he had it on. And the proud people all around with the tusk.
Okay. This is his radiator, huh?
That's his radiator, yes.
Big, huge ears.
Cools the blood down as he flaps.
Here we come into camp. The ivory extracted now from the elephant and cleaned up a little bit. Big party time.
We got it, Well, when it comes back to America after Africa, we got to go to some of the best hunting that everybody always enjoys the most, and that's deer hunting. Now, there's a little old species of deer that's really sort of classified on its own as a tropical deer. Now, a tropical deer is generally some of the deer that are the smaller species of whitetail. They're small little deer. You know, a big buck might be 75 to 85 pounds. That's a big buck. Little small racks on the basket racks on them. Not much to them. Really, sort of, as far as I'm concerned, what's falling under the species or subspecies of a tropical deer, there are several deer that come into play. One of them could be the Coues deer, which of course is found a lot in Arizona and New Mexico, in Mexico. And you've got the Florida Keys deer, which is a lot of the same thing. It's a little tropical deer. Some of the species of deer around the coastal regions of Georgia, I think, sort of come into the same area too. And another one that's real popular is what we're going to go show you right now, which is a Carmen Mountain whitetail. And these actually come out of an area near the Carmen Mountains, but these deer were actually taken in the Chinati Mountains in far west Texas. Southeast of El Paso and southwest of Midland, Odessa. And it's a neat little deer. It's fun to hunt.
We finally got up on him, and here he is. Boom, right through it.
Hi. No, you hit him. You hit him.
I mean, dead through the heart we hit this.
Coming forward with a good shot.
Yeah, it should have been a real good shot.
I just saw the dust behind him, plus the shot. He went out the side on that lip.
Is that him up there? Two of them. I think he's in that brush.
Got this one clear through the heart. Right there, boom, right straight through the heart. Bullet went right straight to him. The guy I was with thought at first that I shot over him when he saw the dust fly, and later he realized that we had actually shot right through him. You saw in slow motion there, you saw the hair actually parting on the deer.
He's in that brush. It was a good shot, I'll tell you. It was a good shot.
Yeah, I just saw the dust through him. The bullet went right on.
Yeah, that was a good one. Getting close to the end, he was a good one though. He's in the brush over, I think. We'll go get him.
Good shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot. That was a real good shot. If you like hunting the mule deer, there's two different kinds mostly of mule deer, and that's your desert mule deer and then your Rocky Mountain mule deer. Now the desert mule deer is quite a bit different deer than your regular mule deer, smaller in size, mostly because of its vegetation, I'm sure. See, they don't have a whole lot to eat out here in this area right here. And in particular, this area we were hunting was far west Texas, far west, the Chenati Mountains, run through the border of Mexico and up through West Texas. And it had a severe drought there in the spring, which is whenever they've got to have good nutrition to grow their antlers. We finally decided, picked out a fairly decent one and decided to go ahead and take him here. Actually, there's two of them. See that other buck behind the tree there? See his ears and the outline of that other buck behind the tree? There's a doe standing to the right of them that the camera doesn't show. They're watching us, but we got 300 yards between us and them, so they're not too spooky.
He's seen it. He's looking back at us now. We're so far off, he's not right. Yeah. Pay much attention. Which one do you think is that's a doe to that side? Okay. We'll take that one on the left. That one on the left, yeah, he's the bigger one. Yeah.
I can't tell. There's two of them there. One to the right's a doe. You got him? Is he down? He's getting up. Yeah, there's no need to. He's dead. All right, come back up with us. Come here, Ray. That's it. Got him down.
Yeah, good shot.
That doe still standing over the side, huh? Ooh. Oh. She don't know what's going on, does she?
Hell of a shot.
Well, offhand, like he has a little,
yeah, a little
shaky, but
it's a good shot.
He's down.
All right. Nice buck.
It's good.
Just getting ready to step away. Not too worried. He's going to actually get down and feed a little bit. Right there. Just a little bit high, but not much. A high shot is actually a good shot if you want to put them down fast, if you're doing it on purpose. Typically, of course, your safest shot is to go ahead and go for the heart-lung area. Shooting a 7 mag there again with nozzle partition. Here we are in the red desert of Wyoming. This deer we've seen from 1,000 yards away. We're actually 327 steps right here from the deer. See the one standing there. There's another one over. The one we're going after is bedded down on the right side there. Right there on the right side. You see him laying down right there to the right of that bush. You see his head. The one standing to the left is not a bad buck at all. The one to the right is much higher and more massive. This is the southern part of Wyoming, just right outside of Rock Springs, not too far. It's with Norm Heater here. He's with Platts Guides and Outfitters.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Got a couple more with him. Boy, it's hard to stay up here. Jeez. I'll catch you if you catch me.
Here the sun's gone over a little bit and gotten into our camera lens, so it makes it a little tough to see. Plus the deer's a long way off, 3 football fields, 3 1/4 football fields.
Where he's looking.
There we yelled at him and made him look at us.
Pretty buck.
He's better than what we're doing.
Yeah, keep it on him, Dan. Nice wide, old white face. He's dead now.
Oh, fall down the hill. He was just too pretty. Oh, I tell you what, Norm, it doesn't get no better than this, and I have really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
It's been a fantastic hunt, and this is the kind of hunting people ought to do. This is a desert muley in the red desert of Wyoming,
Yeah.
and he's going to eat good because it just don't get a whole lot better than a mule deer steak.
He was, never knew we were around.
Let's get him on the
campfire for the night. How about that? We cut a little tenderloin off.
Yeah. Another one that's really neat is the black-tailed deer. And people aren't really familiar a lot with black-tailed deer. With the black-tailed deer, typically the Columbian black-tailed deer is mostly in Northern California, in Oregon, and in Washington State. Now, also, there's a species or a subspecies of black-tailed deer. It's called the Sitka blacktail, and it's in Alaska. And it generally has been always a smaller deer than the Columbian blacktail. And just in the last couple of years, they put a separate category to give it a different record book listing for the Sitka blacktail. And they're really fun because they're high mountain animals. And they're a lot of fun to hunt.
This is the Columbia deer again. This is in Oregon with Danielson's Guide Service, Bill Danielson. We sat up here on the side of the hill.
Yep. He's on it. Man, that's a nice buck.
He's turning around there. He's walking away.
What do you think? You gonna take it?
What do you think?
Yeah.
He's like a buck to me. Try him by the shoulders. Let's see if he's gonna get back up. I think he's down pretty good. He's down.
Yep.
He's a little kick there.
That's a nice buck.
He's a good one. You know, I try to keep it, that shot, I try to keep it high in the shoulder, you know.
Yeah.
And it drops, and it's a little bit more dangerous shot, but what's good about it when it puts them down just like that when you get them. Let's go take a walk down, see what we got.
That's a nice buck.
Here he is, the high shoulder shot. Puts him down every time. This is a tremendous black-tailed deer. Just look at the size of him. 130 points he makes the book. Here we're off to Alaska.
Just looking the country over there, it's going to take him a little longer than he figured.
Yeah.
Well, I can see him now.
Yeah, it's been about 30 minutes now since he left. He's
he needs
finally getting out of that stuff. Yeah, looks like he's above and to the right of him a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe give him a quick signal there.
Yeah. Tell me when he's looking, and I'll give him a signal.
Okay, he stopped.
Yeah, he's looking. All right.
Yeah. Okay, he sees it. He's going. Kind of a slow go.
Yeah.
Well, that old deer, he sure perked up.
Yeah, he must be watching the. You think they're a whitetail over here?
Yeah. Looks like he's getting pretty close there.
Yeah, he's moving down pretty good.
Yeah.
Boy, you'd think you'd be able to see him by now. He can't be more than 50 or 75 yards from him.
Yeah. Must be a bit steeper hill there than we figured.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of a rise there, or those willows might be a little higher than they look.
Yeah, it looks like it's only knee-deep, the willows, but you still can't see that deer. Yeah, he's coming up on him.
Yeah.
Let's give him another signal.
Is he looking?
Yeah, he's looking now. To the left and down, same one. Okay, he sees it now. He's still moving.
Yeah.
He's starting to come up on him. Gosh.
Well, he's getting close. He should be able to see him by now.
Yeah.
He's going to run right into him.
Wow. Usually those bucks the wind must be blowing pretty good up
yeah,
there,
it must be. It looks like he's moving real slow. He must be really taking his time. But he's gonna spook that thing out of there any time.
Okay. He's looking now. He's wants to know what to do.
Okay. Give it another
Point
signal.
down. It's right underneath his feet.
Is he watching?
Yeah, he's watching now. Do it again. Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah, now he's starting to move.
Getting close.
He's about ready to step on that deer. He doesn't look like he's more than 20 yards away. Oh, there goes the deer. He's got it. He just jumped it.
Yeah, there he goes.
Shot. Okay. That's
yeah,
down.
he got it.
Yeah, he got him.
Good shot.
Boy.
Yeah, that was really something. What happened, show it to you again, is the buck, when I jumped him, I was going very quietly, making a half step at a time. Where we jumped the buck, we turned back around, And as he ran off, a mule deer, which is sort of a subspecies of the Sitka blacktail, I whistled at him. And at the sound of the whistle, he stops and looks back right here. Stop, look back, boom. Well, by far the biggest species of animal on the face of the earth that's ever hunted, it's got to be white-tailed deer. They're so prolific and they're everywhere, and people just love to hunt white-tailed deer. We're going to show you a bunch of them on here. These are some of my favorite deer hunts, too, that we've done, some of the best shots we've ever done. Still hunting here.
Oh, right.
That put that buck down.
Boy, that 7 mag dropped him good.
7 mag again. A lot of shot power. Angle that shot up through the shoulder. He is dead before he hits the ground. And he's a real nice one, as you can see. Nice little 8-point buck. This is one of the bucks we came up on. We actually jumped him and didn't have enough time hard to get the cameras on. But he jumped out of that little thicket right here to the right of where I'm walking up. He was right there, and he tried to head out and cut across the side of that hill, and I caught him right there as he looked back to see who was behind him or what was making that noise. When still hunting, we always had the wind in your face, and we did there too, so he didn't know exactly what it was. Made that mistake.
There he goes, Monty, where he is. He's headed. You just don't know it yet. Come on, fella, fall. He's down. He's going down. Here he is, here he is. Oh, look at that, deer. Isn't that gorgeous? Make sure. Yeah, that's it. Holy smokes, look at this baby here. Just look at that rack. Boy, Monty is fantastic. Nothing like shooting shot the 44 Magnum today, shooting a 210 grain silver tip hollow point. Seems to do the work, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I haven't had many people on my ranch shooting pistol like you do.
Takes a lot of practice and just being able to hold that thing steady. Boy, it's sure worthwhile when you take something like this with a handgun. It's just as much fun with a handgun as it was a bow, I believe, almost.
Yeah, it puts a lot more of a challenge.
Put her there, bud. Thanks a lot. Enjoyed it. Fantastic hunt, fantastic deer.
He's a nice one.
Here he goes. He's coming along here. First shot gets him. Watch him hunch up on his second shot. You can really see the shot here. There he goes. The handgun, I like to get as much lead out there as fast as I can. And he runs right over there and dies right there. Now, this was a really neat deal here. I put out a trail of actually some good scents that I've got. And led this old buck right down around the corner. He had his head down. He was so much in the rut. We'd watched this area for about 2 weeks. But right along, just dropping a few little drops every once in a while, just enough to get his interest right off the side of one of the scrapes. He had a scrape, about 20 or 30 yards back from where we first saw him. And we put that down probably 10 yards to the side of the scrape. I just drifted along little places and led the trail of it right down by where my stand was. Shooting a PSC bow here, 75-pound draw, compound. Shooting a Jim Daugherty era, 22-14. Supernatural. 22-17, I'm sorry. Just hoping he'll come back. You see me in the left side there, I'm starting to draw. Right there I draw. We had 2 cameras set, one behind me. There we go to him. There he went. Now, here, watch the replay. This was a perfect shot. Went down, angled down from above to where the tree stand was, down to the deer at such an angle that it penetrated the heart and the lungs and exited the grounds on the other side. That's perfect penetration from the PSC bow in the Jim Daugherty era. Super deer.
And here we are with my friend Steve.
And here we are with my friend Steve.
Just bad shot, bad light.
We've been hunting that day.
Take a shot or just bad? He just couldn't get it.
He didn't get one.
Well, I'm about ready for some dinner. Okay.
Yeehaw!
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a nice one, too. He's coming this way.
Probably one of the neatest shots I ever got on bow and camera.
Come on in, come on in.
We had 2 cameras set up, one to the side there.
Come on in. Okay.
I got my whisper mic on there. I'm whispering into the mic. He sees the camera blind here. We got blinds, camouflage blinds set up. He sees it and he goes, "What is that?" See, these blinds have been sitting there for 2 weeks before we usually set up. We ship them down and have them set up in an area where we know is going to be a good area. There he's looking over to where I'm at.
Jeez, I don't believe it.
He probably sees something a little bit out of the natural. I'm in a thick briar bush. You think something's out of the ordinary. You know, you're in their bedroom. As long as you just keep still. Wait for the right minute. He's not 10 yards away from me right now. I don't want to shoot him facing me. I want him to turn around and get a broadside shot or a quartering away shot. With a bow and arrow, a shot like this, it never take.
Oh, maybe 10 yards away from him right now.
No, not yet.
The way he can see me is if he sees my bow shaking.
Guarantee there's some adrenaline pumping
shot right there.
He heard that. I froze.
Good shot. Good shot. Right where I wanted it. Oh, watch him, watch him. Watch him, watch him. See him right there. He's gonna go down right there. Perfect shot. He's going down. Ah, look at that. He didn't go 30 yards. He didn't go 30 yards. Whew, that's the way to do it. God, I can't believe it. You believe he came that close? Jeez. Ah, it's beautiful. Man, there's nothing like bow hunting. God.
Here it is again. He saw me. Freeze. Don't move. I lucked out. He put his head back down now firing. Look how he jumps the string. Look at him duck. That's jumping the string. See where his back is? Now watch how far his back on it. He doesn't even look at me. He just instinctively goes down to jump. I intentionally always aim low on a deer, right at their heart, which is almost at the very bottom of the brisket.
Whew. Yeah, that's what it's about there. Oh, fella, he has really been rutted out. He is really not in very good shape. He's been in a rut for a long time. We've seen all his scrapes down through here. He's been working the scrapes a lot. You can see how slender he's gotten. He's really worked himself up to skinny. He hardly has any tenderloin at all on him there. Doesn't get much better than this. We've got to get this guy back. Butcher him out. Some good eating will be done here in a couple of days. Whew, fantastic.
Well, there you have it. That's pretty much a synopsis of some of the best hunts I've been able to have in the last few years.
don't get wrapped up too much in the killing part. Killing is not everything. There's a lot of other stuff in the hunts too that mean so much more. However, whenever you start analyzing, a lot of times, why do you hunt, especially when you hunt as much as I do, you try to think, well, why don't you camera hunt, or why don't you do something else? But it always comes back to the kill is a very important part of the hunt, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's just a part of us. It's theirs, instinct. It's in the blood. It's theirs. It's our heritage and it's our instinct. So don't feel bad about doing it. Killing is a part of us. We're a predator. And whenever it involuntarily takes over, when you go out there and you line a big buck up in your sights, and you start to shaking that buck, that's the best thing in the world. That's instinct. That's pure heredity. It's right there inside of you. And it's the neatest thing in the world. And enjoy the thought of what you're doing for nature, because there's no doubt in my mind that as a hunter, we are the ones that are preserving our wildlife that's out there today. We're the ones who are paying the dollars, which are keeping our habitat there and keeping our wildlife breeding populations and management areas going. So, as always, don't measure your successes by the game in the bag, but more of the friendships that you've made and the enjoyment that you have out there on the hunts. And always remember to preserve our wildlife while you're out there. Thanks a lot for coming on the video. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Dave Embry.
I like to know that big black bears still roam the forest floor. I like to know wild turkeys strut and gobble as before. That racing, graceful antelope still run the grassy range, and dancing prairie chicken boom and stamp across the plain. I'd like to visit meadows with herds of bugling elk. I'd like to stand with bighorn sheep upon their rocky shelf, to see the wood duck settle down, see beaver and much more. I'm so proud of what we've done, America's wildlife to restore. I want to teach my children how the natural world abounds, with cooing, gobbling, booming. Let them hear the many sounds. Somehow I've got to teach them that the music of the wild still echoes in the scheme of life for woman, man, and child. I like to think of wildlife as time goes racing by, when days fly off like leaves are tossed and blown against the sky. The deep and secret rhythm of creatures who abide in the forest, river, desert, cross this continent so wide. Yes, the deep and secret rhythm of the wildlife that still roam in mountains, valleys, meadows, across America, our home.
Okay. One more time for all you guys that want to see it. One more time. There's 43 kills, right? Straight in a row.